Hello everybody. Well, it's November. Another chilly morning. It's a Sunday. It's 56 degrees Fahrenheit in here. It's about that outside too. It's going up to 83 today. I'll put the Celsius over here. Yeah, I'm getting ready to move. I've been here at my secret spot for a little over a month and enjoyed myself. It's been nice to be away from everybody and everything. Well, there's people around me, and I make some friends here, but by and large, this area gives me a little peace, a little solace, a little time to get away from all the activity of the world and just live for a little while. And it goes fast. It's amazing that it's been a little over a month that I've been here already. It doesn't seem like it. The days sort of meld together. Time passes, you know, you get into a routine. I do my daily thing. I work on the channel. I work on thinking about videos, and a lot of the time is occupied with thought about projects, videos, and things. I can't get on the radio and play anymore without having to think about what can I do for the next video. So it's nice to get out here and get away. I've been next to Quartzsite, Arizona. Quartzsite is the name, and I think it's pretty aptly named. It's a very mineral area. There's rocks everywhere. Just outside here, I went out and filmed a little for you. This is the ground, and it's just all these little tiny rocks everywhere. It's like a layer, a crust of little rocks, and there's these white quartz crystals. Or this white quartz everywhere. It's all over on the ground. It's just everywhere you look, it's quartz. There's white quartz and there's rose quartz. The reason that all these rocks are here is erosion. The soil, if you could call it that, is kind of like a superfine powder, almost like a talcum powder. Here I'm tapping my foot on some of it, and you can see that it puffs up as a dusty cloud. The wind blows that away. All that the ground consists of is that powdery stuff and these little rocks. And as the wind blows the powder away, it leaves the rocks. And that's why there's this crust or this layer of small rocks everywhere out here. There's vegetation. There's plants, you know, growing all over. There's brittle bush. There's these little burrows around each of the bushes. I tried to get a picture of them. Those are kangaroo rats. They look like big gerbils, but they're all over the place. And yeah, I know, yeah, I do all the things you need to do to keep them from getting into your engine compartment and getting into the RV. Near me, there is a marker, and this will really show you the erosion, the way the wind blows away that powder, leaving the rocks. This is a U.S. Geological Survey marker. These are all over the place out here, spaced out in a big grid, probably a mile or more between them. And this was placed here a little over 100 years ago when the area was surveyed. And when this was pounded in, it was flush with the ground. This steel rod was flush with the ground, and you can see here exactly how much erosion there has been in just over 100 years. That's quite a bit. So yeah, the wind is slowly blowing the ground away out here. So that's Quartzsite. There's mountains all around me. Desert bolo cactus, not bolo cactus. I can never get the name of them to stick in my head. But anyway, it's time to head south. Yuma. I'm going to go down by Yuma, down by the proving grounds down there. There's another long-term visitor area, and that's where the Rat Pack hangs out. That's what they call themselves. It's a large group of hams. They all park together. I've mentioned this before. James is already down there, and Keith is coming down this week. Tony's going to be coming down just after Thanksgiving. There's a bunch of others. I think James's roster, and he'll correct this in the comments, I know he will, from last year was somewhere over 50 hams that park in that area. So I'm going to go down there and hang out with them through early February. Of course, I'll be back up here for Quartz Fest. But then early February, I'll probably come back up here to my spot to relax until the heat drives me up to Kingman. And then from Kingman, I'll head back east to visit my family and friends next summer. But yeah, I'm heading for Yuma. Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to move. Today's Sunday. I'm going to spend the day packing things up. I need to clean up in here and pack away most of the stuff in the desk. I need to take the antennas down and put them away. I'll need to get my air compressor out and run the generator and check the tire pressure on all 6 tires, make sure it's okay. And just do some general cleanup on the RV, clean the windshields, you know, because that powdery dust gets everywhere. It's everywhere in here. It's you know, you're constantly dusting and cleaning. You have to have the windows open to get a breeze through when the afternoon heat hits, you know, because it gets kind of warm. So that dust comes through. It bothers your respiratory system a bit too. I've been coughing a little, blowing my nose a lot. Sometimes you can taste it, you know, when a really big gust of wind or a dust devil comes through, you might taste it, the dust in your mouth a little bit for a while. But that's the desert, you know, that's what it's like out here. It's a dusty place, but it's quiet, it's peaceful, I love it. So yeah, I'm going to spend the day packing things up, putting things away and getting ready to move. Tomorrow, Monday, I'll head down in the morning to the front area, dump the tanks, flush them out, throw away my trash. There's a dumpster down there. And then I'm going to head up to Parker in the morning to a hardware store and pick up the 1/2-inch PVC and the reducer that I need to finish the antenna, the 2-meter Slim Jim mount. And then while I'm there, I'll hit the Walmart and load up with groceries. Then I'll come back into town and I'm going to stop at, there's a solar place on Main Street. It's a big building, solar batteries and panels and wind power and all that kind of stuff. I think it's called Solar Bills. He's a ham. I've noticed a tower behind his building with a 20-meter beam and some VHF and UHF beams up on the tower. So he's a ham, so that might be interesting talking to him. But I plan on picking up another 100-watt panel to increase my capacity a bit. I've been getting by solar-wise. I got 200 watts on the roof, which is not a lot, and the 140 amp-hour main battery down here in the desk, and then a deep cycle sealed wet battery is the house battery in the RV. And they're interconnected, but not directly. I've got a 0.3 ohm power resistor going from the solar setup here to the high side of the RV's 12-volt system so that the solar can leach over and maintain the house battery. But it maintains it at a lower voltage. I think it gets up to around 12.4 volts, 12.5 volts by mid-afternoon. And then it drops off through the evening because the refrigerator controller board is the only thing really drawing on it at night. But the house battery doesn't do a lot. It runs the lights in here, it runs the water pump, and it runs the refrigerator controller. So it's not a very high power demand, but it needs to be maintained, so that's why I've got that resistor feeding from my solar over to it. And everything gets charged up. I mean, by noon, my charge controller has gone into float mode. But if I use power, if I talk on like the ICOM 7300 is a big power suck, or if I am editing with the laptop through the afternoon, then try to charge my devices, try to charge my tablet, phone, MiFi, internet, puck. I'm pretty much at capacity. Running the laptop while editing, charging my devices, I'm pretty much breaking even on solar. So by evening, the battery starts, by the time the sun's getting low, the battery starts to fall off. So I think I need just a little bit more input, just a little more capacity coming in, and I'll be comfortable again. Right now I have to conserve power. I have to keep it in mind, and conserve power. So I'm going to pick up another 100-watt panel. I might pick it up there at Solar Bills if his price is right. If not, I'll order it on Amazon when I get to Yuma, because down in Yuma, I'll have a mail drop again. There's a post office in that area. and you can register there and have a mailing address. So I got a couple of viewers that want to send me something. I have no idea what, and I want to order a kit. I'm going to build a kit. First thing I do when I get down there, within a day, I'm going to make sure I'm registered at the post office, and I'm going to get online and order from 4 States QRP a Cricket 40-meter transceiver kit. It's better than a Pixie. It's a direct conversion receiver, I think, with a 700 milliwatt transmitter. Uses a Class E amplifier and a MOSFET PA, so it's very efficient, and you get 700 milliwatts. It'll run off a 9-volt battery, and I've got some plans for it. You know, it's a direct conversion receiver, so it's very broad. It's like a 10K bandwidth on the receive side, which for a CW is not cool. Because you can hear all the adjacent stations, you know, and you have to listen specifically for the pitch of the station you're trying to work, and it's a little fatiguing. So I've got some plans for that guy. I'm gonna put a narrow audio filter in there that's switchable, and I got a few other plans. You know, I might actually, after I've built it, we'll do a kit build video. We'll make some contacts on it, perhaps on another video or maybe on that build video. I don't know if it's not too long. And then I'm going to do some modifications, and we'll have another video on the modifications I do to the Cricket. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Plus, I need to do more CW. I haven't been doing enough. I tune around and I copy now and then. You know, CW. I'll just listen and try to keep my speed up. You know, but I just need to do some more. You know, CW is a mixed bag. I enjoy it. It feels like old time radio, you know, when you're sitting there with a key and banging away and listening and Morse code. It just has that nostalgic feel to it. I love that about it. But it's also kind of fatiguing because it takes a lot of mental work. At least, you know, when you're not practiced at it, if you're not doing it every day. So I need to do more CW and get back into that. I'm babbling. But anyway, I guess the long and short of things are, I've had a good time here. I've relaxed a bit as much as possible. But now it's time to head down and hang out with my friends down there and see what kind of radio stuff we can get into. Another thing I'm going to do down there, I have a spider beam. I think it's a 17-meter telescoping pole. Thanks to the viewer who sent it to me. You know who you are. Much appreciated. 17 meters, that's 55 feet or somewhere around there. That's tall. It's taller than Al's Tower down in Rockport. So I need to figure out how to get that up. I need to anchor the base somehow. I've got a guy wire kit for it. So I need to get some spikes that I can put into the ground for the guy wires. But I'm going to get that spider beam up down there. I'm going to run a wire up its length, so I'll have a 55-foot vertical element. And I'll probably get the bucket variometer out, put out some radials, and see if I can tune that for 630 meters with the bucket. Might be a tall order. We'll see. And if so, then we're going to get on 630 meters. That'll get me on CW. I don't know, I might play around with that some other ways and see what else I can do with it. So that's one thing I want to do when I get down there. If we have a consistent wind day, I still want to play with a kite antenna. But the whole month, a little over a month that I've been here, like today, it's calm right now, there's no wind. But sometime in the next hour or two, within 2 minutes, it'll go from being dead calm to 15 to 20 mile an hour steady wind. I went out and got the kite out. I was going to play with the kite the other day, you know, and we had a nice steady wind like that. I got the kite out, got it up there in the air, and I was like, this is cool. And then the wind stopped. It'll do that on through the day. It'll be windy, 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 calm for like 10 minutes. Windy, 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 calm. It's not consistent. So man, I had the kite up that day and I thought, I'm going to do my kite antenna tonight. As soon as the sun went down, the wind was gone, you know, and I thought, oh, great. And then like 11 o'clock that night, suddenly for no reason, it was windy again. The RV was rocking, you know, and it was windy for like 20 minutes and then calm. It's just on and off out here. It's crazy. I really should get a wind generator. All right, I've been babbling. So yeah, I need to get busy. It's early morning. It's just starting to warm up. I got a lot to do today, so I'm going to get packing. And by the time you see this video, I'll probably already be down in Yuma. And the next video will be something radio related, I'm sure. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, click to subscribe. Join us on the Facebook channel for discussion about the videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, please click to support me on my Patreon page.